So I was just chilling, talking to my friends, and then I see the new Crossworlds announcement, and I'm like, well, the image you see on screen right now. And at the point I had realized it was real, I knew I was making one last video about Crossworlds. This will be my last one, no matter how bad it gets, though. The new trailer for Season 2 of DLC released, and it shows the collabs are Godzilla, which fine, I guess. They had a comic crossover because reasons, and then the crossover that's just broken me with this game, Evangelion. Dear God, where do I even start? First off, does Sega even know how dark and grim Evangelion is? Part of Eva's whole shtick is that it's depressing, and that's not even going into how violent it is. Like, look at this. Yeah, that's something I look for when making a Sonic crossover. Like, what's next? Helsing? Yeah, nothing bad is gonna be outright shown in the game, but you gotta admit, this is a hell of a tone clash. The only people this really appeals to are people who both like Sonic and Eva, which, to throw a wild guess out there, probably isn't the majority of the people playing this game. Second, one of the most famous things about Eva is how its characters are written. And judging by the track record Crossworlds has, part of the reason you'd even want Eva to cross over with something is just not there, that being the dialogue. As no one added post-launch for Crossworlds, not even other Sonic characters have any voice acting of any kind, not even grunts. I hate to compare this to Fortnite like a lot of people do, because I'd honestly argue that's an insult to Fortnite at this point. When they can get 4 minutes worth of dialogue for a boss NPC that's not even part of the main Battle Pass collab, that being Skeletor.
Your destruction is my destiny! Behold the might of Skeletor! Oh! Well, this stinks.
And have him voiced by Matt Mercer of all people, and we can't even get more than one collab character in Crossworlds have voice lines at all. I think either A, Sega's being more lazy than usual, or B, they just give no budget at all other than getting the license for the collab. Which really begs the question of why even have them there in the first place if they're not going to go all the way. Other than the higher-ups just thinking, more Sonic characters won't cut it. If we want this game to get people coming back, we gotta do as much collabs as possible. And that's not even mentioning Fortnite can get SpongeBob to have voice lines too, unlike this game. Is it nice that this game is getting continued support? Yes. I'm just sorry you guys are getting Overwatch 2 levels of support. And I do have one last bit before I end the video. Something I thought of while I was making this script and didn't bring up in my previous videos. This is gonna sound really weird, but I feel these crossovers show off one of my biggest issues with the game. Its major identity crisis. There's the gadgets, which are a really cool idea. It adds a lot of skill and player expression. But then there's also the absolutely insane items making everything so chaotic. Did they want this to be a more skill-based racer or a luck-based racer? And the collabs are so insane, I can't tell if this is meant to be a crossover game or a Sonic game. None of the crossover stuff was there at launch. Well, it was in the game files but not accessible. You get what I mean. Yet it's also more than half of the roster at this point. The gameplay only takes from other Sonic racing games as well. But then we only got 2 other Sonic characters added post-launch, which considering how many we could add, even without getting the territory of, does Sega even still own this? Kinda sucks. Mighty and Ray, Fang, Beanbark and Honey from Fighters, Trip from Superstars, that exclusion especially feels weird. And of course all the other characters from the new comics. So yeah, I can't tell if this game is trying to be in both roster and gameplay, which I think is a big problem. Combine that with the overstimulating visuals, loud as hell sound effects and voice lines on the base game characters, which all feel like they're an assault on my ears. Sound balancing is important, people. Cars that feel like they're driving on air, an overall meh gimmick in the Crossworlds, the extortionate price, and you get something I just have no goodwill towards. If you like the game, that is fine. You can enjoy things. It's nice that you can see something I don't. I also have a right to shit on it, though. And with that, I'm ending off this Crossworlds slander on a trilogy. I may wear the Crossworlds biggest hater badge proudly, but even I know when to let it go. I don't think I'll be making a video this negative again, unless we get a new Little Big Planet or Dead Space reveal that looks like crap. Goodbye.